Hi, Luminaires. How is everybody doing? Hello, hello. Welcome. My name is Jamie Butler. I'm the Everyday Medium, which simply means I am someone who loves to take the everyday experience and push in like our sixth sense and our spirituality and our natural gifts. So to normalize it, make it part of your everyday. Thank you for being here. Today, I thought it'd be great to talk about being present and spiritually awake. Like, what does that mean? I'd love for you to think about what it means for you. Before we get into our talk, I'd like to say hi to everybody that's here. Oh, welcome to Luma Light. Luma Light. Hi, thank you guys for joining the membership, which is a great thing to mention. I do have a membership here on YouTube. We have 3 different tiers. And on our lower one, oh my gosh, we do a book club. We were just diving into Power versus Force. I have tried to read this book for 10 years or more, and I can't get past this scientific poetic language that Dr. David Hawkins uses. But my goodness, I'm past it now, and this is really enlightening and wonderful. So we like to get deep into books and content, as well as meditations, healings, and there's all kinds of other perks, like a deep dive past the energy update for the middle tier, as well as trance channeled classes from Grace. We have one coming up tomorrow, and a Q&A, with our higher tiers where you can come and ask your questions directly to Spirit. I'm shouting out to Tiffany right now as she is sending some financial energy and love our way with the dancing pear, which happens to be Colleen's favorite little thing. I love that it's Colleen's favorite little thing. Hi, guys. Oh, it's so nice to see you. So I'd like to let you know a little bit about what's going on before we get into presence and being spiritually awakened. Besides our YouTube membership, we do have Reiki series coming up. Reiki Level 1 this January. It's actually this Saturday from Eastern time zones 10 to 2. 4 hours. Come learn Reiki with me. Then we do a little follow-up, and then we do Level 2 in February, and then our mastership in March. If you would like to join us for a retreat, come join us in Sedona at the end of February, beginning of March. We're going to be doing, it's about holding higher conscious energy. How do we, because we spike. I see it in you guys when we do these videos, when we do classes. I hear from you where you talk about you got to a level and then you had to get back into your human life, your job, your work, all kinds of aspects that are kind of demanding different levels of your spiritual awareness, your attention. So we're going to talk about how to hold that high frequency throughout your whole life. It is phenomenal. If you would like to learn how to trance channel, I'd like to teach you. So come on over. I have that series coming up. It's a 16-week series. We do take our time in learning alternative states of consciousness and how to control that. I'd love to have you there. And as well, as a reminder, if you like the content that we put up on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share. That really helps us in a big way. Oh, Fluffy Pancakes is saying, I really wish I could make it this Saturday to Reiki. Blessings to all. It is recorded, so you can take it as a recording. One of the nice things that I enjoy that I still do with my Reiki classes is that I do my attunements individually, where a lot of teachers these days do a whole group attunement, but I like to sit with each and every one of your energetic bodies remotely, because it's a remote class, and do the attunement, and I take little notes. So when we gather back together to kind of go through questions of what you're doing and experiencing, I give you those notes. It's sweet. Oh, thank you. All right, let's get into this. I would love to hear if you are live and your fingers are just ready to dance on those keyboards. Let me know what your definition of being present is. Kiara is shouting out about the trance channeling class, that it changed her life. I really appreciate that. It's definitely some deep work. It's deep. It's why I take so long in the teachings. I know some of you are like, it's 4 months. And I'm like, yeah, respect to what you're about to learn. Like, it needs to be slow and experimental so that you can do it And then when we part our ways, you have your knowledge embedded into you. Okay, staying present. What does this mean? We have Love Conquers All, -23. Staying in the heart as long as possible, staying in the feeling. I like this. It's staying in the heart and staying in the feeling. Let's see. Hi, Frock. Hi, Frocy is saying being present means being fully conscious and aware of my inner universe. Wow. Oh, I like these. Just center grounded, says Emma. Fluffy pancake. Stay open to receive. Be aware, being aware. Lumarian, that is, I love this. Being aware, being aware. You've got to be aware. Forgetting time. J Bro Altia. I'm just saying it however I want. It's kind of funny. Losing time. You do lose time when you're present. Linear time frames unravel. Time, distance, things of that nature just kind of fall away. Tiffany, being present to me is taking a deep breath and remembering the now. Like Joe Dispenza says, knowing nothing matters only that moment. Nice. Oh my gosh, keep them coming because we all learn from each other. Being present for me is not a perfect state. It's not a continuous state. It's a state of fluctuation. And I think as humans, when we go and look at something and we say, this is what I'm aiming to do, we aim to do it flat out 100%. So I need to always stay present. But I want to remind you that energy is fluid. Our emotional state is fluid. Our mental state is fluid. Actually, we're all fluid because we're made of energy. So when we think about staying present, I want you to think about it as not a perfect state. It's almost like a fluid, like jellyfish, like swimming, and it is about being very present. It's often called mindfulness, which is great, which is defined as paying attention to the present moment, which a lot of you are saying, and you do it on purpose without judgment, which a few else of you are bringing in that kind of peacefulness and that pause. And it's great. There's so much research done around mindfulness these days that it shows that being present is actually linked to a greater self-awareness, self-love, emotional regulation, health and well-being. Like so much is rewarded to you by actually staying present. It also helps you make conscious choices instead of reacting on autopilot or reacting out of being triggered. Or I guess autopilot can also be the routine that you're in. But this is what I always do. This is how I always hold my toothbrush when I brush my teeth. This is always what I order at breakfast. This is always what I do. But when you're present, you'll notice what you're feeling. Feeling is a physical sensation. Emotions are emotions. Feelings are what your body is doing and what your body is signaling. So when you're present, you're going to notice what you're feeling. You're going to notice what you're thinking, what's going on in your head, and what you're sensing in the present moment. When you're present, you don't remember what you just felt 5 minutes ago. You don't throw your thoughts into the future. You stay very much in the now. And it's really interesting because when you're really present, you don't have to empty your mind or escape your thinking, like escape life. You simply just let life arrive. It's co-working or like dancing with you, and you're not controlling it, or you're not immediately like thinking of how to push it away or pull it in or strategize with it. When you're present, you're very much in the now and you're very much activating your co-creation moment. I know some of you know this one very, very well. So when you think about staying present, also become aware of your other bodies that are feeling that influence. That would be the emotional body, the mental body, the physical body, and your spiritual body. The thing that I find that is hard about being present is that for so long we've been taught, I love these hearts. They're like so mesmerizing watching them fluff up. Okay, I want to get into that in a second. I was just reading, somebody was writing, I try to brush my teeth with non-dominant hand, challenging to keep prompting myself. Go fluffy pancakes. I do the same thing. I'm like, but I always do this. Why don't I try this? And then love conquers all says the mind tends to make mistakes and the body and heart do not, right? The body and the heart are more present, they're more authentic, and they don't play by games or by manipulations. So I definitely am connecting and understanding what you're sharing with that one. But I'm noticing that sometimes for a lot of us, especially energy sensitive people, which tend to be the luminaires, those who shine light, we really can sit with um, people, locations, plants, animals, just anything that has energy and just absorb and feel it and communicate on a whole nother layer. And when we're like this, when we're like being reared and we look at our care providers, we look at the world's expectation of us versus what our inner truth actually is, we find that when we were growing up, like we were told what to do. That's like the parenting style. You are told what to do so that you are kept safe. You know, the whole goal, keep your children alive. And I understand it. And there are certain rules and integrities to do that. But there's also this other underlining thing where when we grow up, we're told who to be and what success looks like. And then we're told how to behave, sit still, be quiet. We're told to do these things so that we can then get the approval, which is really a withholding of love. It's a reward punishment game. And so over time, through being reared this way, we're trained to learn to perform instead of naturally live from where we are. And so then we have this life of a performance. Well, I have to hit that step, hit that note, and do that thing so I can get the reward and feel good about succeeding, when actually deep inside we don't feel connected to the performance that we've done, and we create a disconnect because this whole spiritual presence that we're talking about begins with being fully present and authentically aware of who we are. And the journey starts the moment you start to notice that you've been trained to perform and you start to question it. Why am I doing that? You know, and that's where the real work, not like there's fake work out there in this journey, but this is where kind of you start to flip your script, is you notice that you're acting from expectation rather than your own truth, where you start to feel uncomfortable emotions instead of avoiding them. No, none of us could have done that, right? Like, I don't want to feel that today. Oh my God, please. I don't even want to answer the phone. I don't want to respond to that email. I just don't want to do it. And so we just go, hey, this is what we're in. I'm going to feel this. And it's where you start to choose to be honest over having it be easy. It's easy to be a little violent with your words and lie and cover up and do things and just walk away unscathed, is what you imagine. But energetically, you suffer from it because it's not in alignment with how you naturally are made and how you want to vibrate and shine. And as you keep growing with your frequencies, spiritual awareness, awakenedness, whatever you want to call it, evolution, you want to align with those higher frequencies, and choosing honesty over ease is going to be one that you will come across. I can kind of say. Bring back that 70s, 90s lingo. I don't know why I said 70s. Let's bring it back. Oh, oh my gosh, I love these comments. That's me, and I'm really struggling to conform, says Emma. Oh, it's hard. Bravado versus vibrato. I like that, Dibs BK. I love how you guys chat back and forth with each other. It's so much fun. Love Conquers All says going through your day with a smile on your face is also a really good practice. It is. So once you start noticing that there has been some kind of training there, that's when you can decide to say, okay, I need more presence in my life. And you might not even be aware of it right now. It just might slowly unfold as you get older or you get into new circumstances or yourself start to add new things to your life, like a new partner or an animal companion. And then you realize, like, why am I doing it this way? So this is when you want to start to look at, where's your authenticity? Who are you in there? Who are you in there? What's going on in there? One of the deepest parts about being spiritually awake is going to be about your authenticity. Do you know what that means for you? Do you know how to bring that out? Just asking. I'd love for you to like roll those answers around in your head right now. If you want, you can type them up in the chat thread. I like that, but I want you to really think about it. Where's your authenticity? Do you let it shine? Do you let it out? This is when you're living in ways that really support your core values, inner experience, like who you truly are. And I'm telling you, I still wrestle with that little polite being that lives inside of me that was indoctrinated and trained. Like, even if I'm tired or uncomfortable, but somebody asks for help, it's the nice thing to do to say, I'll help you. But why couldn't I say, who, today I'm at max and I'm tired and I can't help today, but I could help tomorrow. So, I still have to check myself. Where is my authenticity? Am I speaking from my now experience instead of my trained lesson that I was given? Yes, peer pressure. I love some of this. Always authentic, however, I choose what, whom I share with. Yes, Love Light 369. Kiara says, I know I am authentic when I'm alone with kids or with Wendy. I'm betting that's the lovely Wendy Crane. So, yeah, it's about when you live according to your own truth, not somebody else's script or expectation of you, but it's your inner world is going to be aligning with your external actions. So, whatever you're doing is like a deep yes inside of you. Like, I get to do this. I am doing this, and this isn't just some poetic language. It's decades of research that shows that authentic living correlates with less stress, greater life satisfaction over long term. It's not just a quick fix and something that you throw out there. It's a lifestyle. It is definitely a choice. In fact, I don't want to call it an achievement. Spirit is here. Hold on. I don't want to call it an achievement. I'd rather call it a habit. Like, authenticity is a habit. Being present is a habit. It's a habit that you make for yourself. Cheers, everyone. We'll see if that helps. Who knows? So what does this look like? Like, how do you get here? We've talked about it. Great. You're like, how do we get here? There's an exercise that I like to do. And we can do this now so we can get into a present moment. Take one hand, put it on your heart. You could take the other hand, put it on the belly. You get to choose whichever one. We're just going to breathe in through the nose to a count of 4. So just release the breath you have in your body right now. Breathe into the count of 4. Out the mouth, count of 6. Come into a normal breathing pattern. Ask yourself, what am I feeling physically? What am I feeling emotionally? What am I feeling mentally? This little check-in that you can do, it can completely break the automatic response version of you. It can get you into the observing, choosing self. I choose my own story, my own storyline, instead of just going with it. Nice. Amor sharing. I've been doing Haniel's version of this a lot. I didn't know there was a version. But taking a breath, even if it doesn't follow with all the questions, just breathing before you go to respond to something can put you right back into your body, behind your eyeballs, and very present in a now moment, not forward thinking, not surfing through memories to figure out what went right, what went wrong, and how could you apply that to today's strategy. None of it. Breathe and just follow your breath into your body. And do that before you respond, react. You can also take a moment to notice the sensations in your body. So those are the feelings in the body, not necessarily the emotions. What's my body doing? Is it hot? Is it stiff? Is it loose? Is it goosebumps? uh, is it vibrant? Is it dull? Is it tired? Is it excited? Like, what's the body doing? And then you can take a moment, if you'd like, to continue it and just be aware of your thoughts. But be aware of your thoughts in a way where you're not sitting down and believing in every single one of them. You're looking at them, but it's not like you're touching each one of them and like checking to see if it's real or not. Is that a good thought? I don't know. My friend Marco Party used to call thoughts wild monkeys, and that you would don't grab the monkeys, don't engage with the monkeys, no matter how cute and how playful they are. Just don't engage with the monkeys. You don't need to know if they're boys or girls. You don't need to pick them up and look at them and go, that's a boy, that's a boy, that's a girl. Don't engage with them. Let them run. They're going to get tired because you're not paying attention to them. They're going to go somewhere where they get their attention. So this is that whole concept of be aware of your thoughts, but you don't have to believe in every single one of them. So once you find yourself present from this spot for your like being spiritually awake, this is where you come with your authenticity. So now, how do you get into your authenticity? You're present with yourself, but how do you get authentic about it? How do you get real with it? So I like to first engage with say no when you mean to say no. Not maybe, not okay, I guess. I want you to say no. Do you know that word? It's a full sentence. No. Just say no. And say no when you really mean it. The next thing is you can show up as you are. Even when it feels incomplete or you feel incomplete, or be who you are. You don't need to fake it till you make it. That's not authentic. You know, there are so many techniques out there. Like, if you don't feel good, smile. I do this. I take on the attitude that I want to embody. I vibrate in the way that I enjoy. So it's a conscious choice of mine. But if it's not a conscious choice and you're just constantly giving in, that's not where we're talking about being. Like, own your own story without comparison to anybody else. Be you. March to your own drum. There's 1,000 different ways of saying this. Be exactly you. And this even means if you said, yeah, I'm going to go to the movies with you, and you go there and you get to the movies and you buy the popcorn and you get the drink and you sit down and you go, oh my God, I don't want to be here. But I've already come out. I bought the popcorn. I'm just going to stay. I'm just going to stay. I just need to stay. But like, everything in you is like, don't be here. Just go. I would love for you to be authentic enough to turn to your friend or whomever it is and just go, I'm going to go. Thank you for inviting me. You enjoy the movie. Maybe you give them your popcorn, maybe you don't. You do whatever you need to do. But where you tend to your own needs and you're really owning you, your story, your choices, your things that you need to fulfill your life and your well-being and vibrate the highest that you can, instead of locking yourself into something that you thought would be enjoyable, but the time you get 2 steps into it, it's not enjoyable. But you go, I can't back out now. I'll look stupid, unreliable. I'll look, and come the labels and the judgments. Like, stop it. That person you're choosing to spend your time with loves you. They'll hold whatever choices you're bringing to the table. That's the kind of tribe you need to be with. So they look at you and you go, oh, you're going to leave? Okay. Are you okay? You safe? You good? You this? You that? Have a good night. I understand. Go. Take care of you. And then they get to enjoy the movie. And if it topples them over, they've invested energy into you and they've put influence into you that's not allowing them to stay present where they are in their story. And that's on them. I know. But this whole staying present and being authentic, these aren't things to achieve. These are like habits we train by noticing ourselves again and again and again, communicating with ourselves, staying in touch with ourselves. Yeah, 100%. I like how you guys are enjoying that. Yes. So this is where your work begins. Being who you are. This is where the spirituality becomes the real life expression of the work, like being who you are, not being who the world says you need to be, or not being who you should be because somebody told you that or taught you that or raised you that way. And it really requires a lot of courage and a lot of bravery. So reach down deep. It's not always comfortable. It's not always easy. Sometimes it's messy. I mean, it can look in all sorts of ways, but it is that presence, that spiritual awakening when we talk about in class, like stay present. Like, who are you? It's time to act from exactly who you are and not who you were taught to be. So we talked about some exercises. We went through one, but some practical steps, like practical things to do in day to day. Talked about pause and breathe, just before reacting. If somebody asks you a question, instead of going, oh, I know the answer, and you give the answer. That sounded like a really good answer. You hear the question, you turn, you pause, just go. It's so interesting. In the moment of the pause, so much wisdom can pour in to your bright being light. And all of a sudden you realize, my answer I wanted to give, I don't want to say it. There's something more here. Like maybe now you're noticing where the question is coming from, and there's a lot of gold and it's just a lot of beautifulness, like richness and wisdom in it. And you would actually want to go, can you tell me more about that? And you want to hear more about that before you rattle off your like whatever it is. Maybe because you noticed what you were experiencing in that moment of pause and that moment of breath, that you make a deeper connection to even is asking the question. And maybe you find out that asking or responding to the question really wasn't the thing that you needed to do in the first place, because there was something else underneath that just wasn't being said. Pause. It's a wonderful thing. Another thing that you can do in your day-to-day life is ask yourself. Yes, I'm suggesting you talk to yourself. It's really a sign of health. And I'm not kidding, it's been researched. I want you to ask yourself, what's true for me right now? Because I bet you know the answer. And I bet whatever is trying to bury it or trump it, scoop over it, darken it, trap it, is not really what you want to be doing. So you dig down for your bravery, your courage, and you ask yourself, what's true for me right now? Find that answer and go with it. If you can't trust yourself, who can you trust? You got to go with it. You could also ask yourself, what am I feeling? That gets you into your body. What am I feeling? What am I thinking? I love asking myself, what am I thinking? But I tend to do it in a more sassy kind of a way, like, What are you thinking, Butler? And then I just sit there and I go through, these were my thoughts, and this is what I thought was going on, and this is really what's happening. Like, more truth kind of comes out of the situation. It's a self-counsel. When you talk to yourself, clarity arises. Instead of just reacting from trigger or routine, you get clarity and you make a more authentic choice. You get to know yourself a little bit better. Something else that you can do in your day-to-day life is small choices that align you. So we can call them small alignment choices. I'm talking small, I'm talking 1%, I'm not talking 1,000%. You choose one small thing today, right now, today. You still got some hours in your day that reflects your truth. And that could be something like you're a person who loves purple and you've always wanted to wear purple, and you have a purple like shirt, but you're like, it's too loud. I'm not going to wear it. Like I won't know who I am. I really want to wear it though, but it's just too much. You go put that purple shirt on right now. Make one small alignment choice that is reflecting your truth, your authenticity. Like, this is who I want to look like. This is who I want to be. This is me. Like, this is me. I'm not the person who dresses up in a suit every day. I'm the person who likes to wear 2 different color socks. I don't know. Another thing that you can do with yourself, which goes along with talking to yourself in a way, but it's about self-observation without judgment. And this is part of compassionate communication that I thoroughly enjoy being in and hosting classes. We have a class going on right now with compassionate communication. So self-observing without judgment. This is where you notice your thoughts. Observation is like you pretending to be a video camera. You don't get the option of opinions, labels, judgments, evaluations, like throwing down some dirt and exaggerating some things. It's not like that. You have to pretend that you're a video camera, and you're a video camera and you're observing yourself. Video cameras don't have judgments. They don't have evaluations. They don't have all that stuff. So it's going to look at, what did you do? What did you say? What kind of look did it have? It's all very factual. So you observe your thoughts and your feelings without labeling them good, bad, right, wrong, wonderful, terrible, whatever the dichotomy thing is. You don't put them into categories. You just don't. You just observe them. It is like a magical little piece of medicine when you come at it this way. It's really surprising. Dibs BK is singing, "It's your thing." Ow! Do what you want to do. And that is going to stick into my head now. I love it. Yes. Oh, guys. Colleen, thank you for posting the link for our classes over on Learn It Live. I see some of you are signing up for Reiki this weekend. Love to see you. Okay. So we've talked a lot about kind of things you can do in your day, a short little exercise, identifying what presence and authenticity is, especially when it comes about being spiritually awake. But overall, I think why we're talking about all of this, Regina's been blowing up the chat thread. Being present and spiritually awake doesn't mean you're above and beyond human existence or above and beyond life. Did you like? I haven't done this gesture in so long. I don't even know where it came from, but there it was, now recorded. Being spiritually awake and present means you're in your life. Like, you're in every nook and cranny of it. You're in every wrinkle of it. You're just fulfilled and stretched into every part of it. And it is honest, and it's courageous, and it is full of bravery and awareness of really who you are, where you are, and where you're navigating everything. This is, in my opinion, a more fulfilling life choice than behaving to somebody else's standards. This is calling your power back. and having it for you to choose what to do with it. This is autonomy. This is being sovereign. It's a practice. It's not a title. It's something that you're in. And as I mentioned before, right at the beginning, like, it's not constant. It wavers, it fluctuates. And at some moments you're going to be fully in it with zero distractions. And sometimes you're going to be mostly in it with some distractions. And sometimes you'll find yourself fully distracted, but you will have the awareness to check in with yourself. And maybe that's the breath work. Maybe that's talking to yourself. Maybe that's observing your thoughts and feelings. Whatever technique that you go to try to get yourself back into being present and spiritually awake. I'm excited for you. I hope this helps kind of shape some kind of definition or give like just a hint of inspiration to be a little bit more or put out a little bit more effort to get more return for yourself in this journey, because we're all in it together. And when you lift, the entire like ocean lifts, really. I was going to say when your boat goes up, our boats go up, but I don't know why we need to talk about boats. If you guys like the content, please hit the like button. You can hit subscribe so you get notified of when we go live. We typically now do this on Wednesdays, sometimes Fridays, but mostly Wednesdays. And I thank you so much for being here. And I invite you to carry this presence and authenticity in your day-to-day life. It's like pinky promise that we'll do it for the rest of the day. Know that it's not a concept, but it's a lived experience. And we're going to be doing this awake with each other. Imagine the choices and the decisions that we're going to be doing now. Oh, incredible. Remember, this is not woo-woo. It's true, true. I heard you. I heard you say it. Regina's laughing and saying, I get tired of talking to myself. Keep it up, Regina. Is it that you're tired because you don't like the content that you're saying to yourself? Or that you're not giving your permission to follow what you're saying to yourself? What is it really? Are you just being sassafras? Oh, thank you so much. Connie's happy. I'm so happy to see you here. That's very funny. I enjoy seeing you here. Thank you for being here. Take care, Luminaires. Thank you so much for your comments. We do read them afterwards. If you have topics or suggestions of what you would like to see go up in the live chats, I'd love to hear about it. Take care of yourself. Bye, everyone.